Hey everybody, thanks again for coming back to Tails and Tackle Vancouver Island. I think everybody knows my partner in the boat here today, Catherine Pleasance.
Hey.
Thank you for joining me once again.
Thank you.
It's been a bit of a ride for you the last few events, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, if you had trophies, you'd have like a trophy case worthy of stuff to put up on your wall.
That'd be
now.
nice. Yeah.
So I think that's 3 events in a row. One of them was the boater event, one of them was the small craft, and most recently you took the championship, the Big Bass, on the SummerSlam Open.
Right.
And for those of you who aren't familiar, the WFL, the Western Fishing League, has 3 different series for bass fishing. First is the boater series, and in that it's boats like this one, motorized, all that sort of fun stuff. The next is the small craft, and that's for smaller boats that don't have gas or big electric motors. And then we have the Island Open events, and we've had 2 this year so far. There was the Icebreaker Open in spring, and then we had the SummerSlam this last weekend. And those events are open to any lake on Vancouver Island or Salt Spring Island. And it's a big fish only event. So those are the kind of the 3 events. And as of this weekend, Catherine did the trifecta. 1, 2, 3 in a row. I haven't heard of anybody doing that in the 4 years that I've been fishing in this or in previous leagues. So that is noteworthy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So this weekend, Island Open, you could fish any lake you wanted. I understand that you stuck to the lakes local around Nanaimo this time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been fishing a lot in Victoria, so I thought I'd stay closer to home and take the kayak out this time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not something I've done in a lot of years. Back when I was a younger man and I was working at summer camps, I did a lot of kayak fishing, but I haven't done that since post-kids, I guess. So
yeah.
It's a very different experience.
It's a whole new level. Yeah, like huge respect to the kayak guys who tournament fish in kayaks, because it's a whole, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. And well, and we're going to get to that in a little bit. I want to talk to you because you're kind of a unique animal in that you fished more styles. Like you've sat in more different seats to go fishing in these events than most people have, and we're going to get to that in a bit. But to start out with, so we were fishing on Saturday. It was a dawn till 8 o'clock event. What time did you get out on the water?
5-ish.
Oh my God!
Yeah. and caught my big bass, I think, before 7 o'clock. So
really? How big was that one?
21 1/4.
21 1/4 inches. Yeah, that was a bit of a monster.
Yeah.
I think the next biggest fish was 20 1/2, and then there was a 19 1/2, and I came in 4th with 19 1/4 on my jerkbait. I do love a good jerkbait fish.
Nice.
So tell me, you know, you've been fishing a lot. Did you find fishing on Saturday kind of any different than the other fishing you've been doing leading up to the weekend?
Not really, no. Same, just a different watercraft, but same deal, I guess.
Yeah, so still using the creature bait?
Yeah, I was using weightless, Texas rigged crawfish, yeah, and drop shot, of course. I always use drop shot, but I think the winning fish was on a creature bait. Yeah.
Nice, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So were you like reel up shallow, or were you out weed edging, or drop off?
It was really shallow, actually. Yeah, I was right at rock edge. Like I think I hit the rock and it dropped down from there, and then
right on the edges there. That's
off I went in my kayak. They take you for a ride.
Well, tell me about that. Yeah, so 21 1/4 inch smallmouth.
Yeah.
Arguably the strongest fighting fish pound for pound on the planet.
Yeah. Go smallies.
Go smallies. And what, you were surfing behind the fish in your kayak?
Pretty much, yeah.
How
going in circles, and yeah, it was a show. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Kind of a shit show. Yeah. Yeah. But I did it. Yeah, like I said, it's a lot because between catching the fish and measuring the fish and netting the fish and the whole measuring thing on your lap in a kayak is something else.
Check out the image on the on the YouTube channel for this video. We got a picture of Catherine's fish, and you'll notice she's got a death grip on that freaking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you got to.
I almost lost it 4 times. It was like riding down the rim of the kayak and flipping over, and I was like hands and feet, and I was like, ah!
That's
Lots
incredible.
of screaming, yeah, but...
Did you get it on the first net attempt, or was it multiple attempts at netting?
I netted it. The netting was the easiest part of the whole thing, yeah. After that, once you've got it in the boat and it's off the hook, then
the shit show starts.
That's when it all starts, yeah.
Okay, I got specific questions. I got general questions for you. So when you're fishing in a kayak, are you fishing off the same side of the kayak every time?
Mostly, I think, yeah, I'm kind of to the left kind of girl, but
okay.
You can fish either way, but yeah, I try to, I don't have it perfected yet. I'm getting better as I go to figure out how to store things and what to bring and what not to bring. And one thing for sure is kayak fishing has definitely taught me how to downsize. I used to bring all my stuff with me and bring, have everything. Now I think specifically of what I'm going to do for that day and what I need, and that's all I bring. So I travel much lighter than I used to, even when I'm on a boat now. Yeah.
I know as a boat owner, as a boat fisherman, I have systems that I like to follow that keep my shit organized, that keep me from tripping over stuff, that I have stuff at hand when I need it, either to net a fish or to cut off a line or something like that.
Yeah.
What kind of systems do you have in a kayak that are really important?
Well, I have lanyards. Everything is attached to something. Even my bags that are behind me, I have looped through the seat and snapped through on a buckle. So I think really if I was to dump, the only thing I would lose is my rods, because what do you do with that? You can't attach that to anything, but everything else is a fix. So I've got my pliers and my scissors and my scale, everything on a lanyard, and all in the same spot. So I know my net's always to my right, my pliers are here, and it's kind of an organized system. Has to be. Once you got a fish on, there's no time to be like, where's this or where's that?
Digging it out from a hatch somewhere.
Yeah. And nobody there to say, can you pass me the net or help me? Yeah, you're on your own. And
no support.
It's a lot of work.
I was talking with a former partner of mine, West of Plessy, who was out kayak fishing. I think was it last year or the year before, and he dumped in Beaver.
Oh, geez.
It was a full-on dump, and it was a bit of a shit show and stuff like that. So lanyards are a great idea. Well, and what was it? Was it last week? Was it the weekend where another one of the competitors lost their phone? Or was that the small craft?
Oh, that was Ryan on the small craft.
On the small craft,
And then previous to that, Chad lost his phone. So I now have a waterproof floating case for my phone, because that was enough for me. I'm not losing that. So.
Yeah, I saw a video on Chad's Facebook page about the underwater video, unexpected underwater video that he was able to pull from that, which is fascinating.
Right.
So kayak fishing, there's definitely some differences there. Now, Catherine, you're the only person I can think of offhand. I'm sure there's probably a couple more that have fished in the WFL, in the boater, in the small craft in a kayak, and also in a tinny for both boater and small craft. So 3 different modes of fishing: boaters, kayak, and tinny. What are the differences? Like, how do you, other than having all your shit together on the kayak so it's handy. What's different about fishing in those 3 modalities?
Well, I'd say a big boat is convenience, because it's comfortable and there's room to move around and you can have somebody else with you, and spot lock and
spot lock.
Some great features and perks of it. But then it's also nice to have a small boat that you can go into non-motorized lakes that are electric only and get into those small places that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. I know in the last small craft prior to that on Elk Lake, and when it was pre-spawn or during the spawn, I got right in underneath the trees, and I wouldn't be able to do that in a big boat. So, and same thing with a kayak, you get in places where you wouldn't be able to otherwise. So it's definitely advantages to both. And I don't even know what my favorite is now.
Fishing.
As long as I'm fishing and I'm on the water, I'm happy.
Yeah, totally. So when you're in the tinny, in the kayak, how do you find the wind affecting you? Like, is it a big deal? Do you notice it? Is it something you're
it's a huge deal. Well, because spot lock for sure is a huge advantage to have during wind. I'm going to
interrupt you just for a moment. We've got some big waves about to hit us. We're about to do some rock and roll here. All right. Good times. Gotta love Shawnigan Lake on a warm afternoon.
Yeah, so spot lock is definitely an advantage. When I'm in the big boat, I don't even think about whether it's windy or not because I don't care because it doesn't affect me. But definitely in a small craft and just having a small electric motor is a lot of work. So I try to, again, if I'm shore fishing, I'll just wedge myself in weeds or wedge myself in trees to kind of hold myself a little bit. Yeah, and kayak is kind of crazy in the wind, but my kayak is pedal driven, so that helps a lot. So I mean, you can, even when you have a fish on that's crazy that's pulling you around,
you can do something to control the boat.
I can go forwards and backwards without just concentrating on fighting the fish.
So in the kayak, when you got your pedal driven, what's the steering control? Is like the rudder? Is that also feet or is that?
No, it's on the side, the rudder, but I also use a paddle, so when I'm giving her, I'm using my feet and my arms, but I use the paddle to as my rudder, I think, more than my actual rudder. Yeah,
and just for stability and stuff.
And it's always just sitting in my, I don't know, it's just my system. What I've done so far is work. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I know some folks, on watch on YouTube and stuff like that, and I see some folks in kayaks. They've got a little anchor that they drop down in lieu of spot lock, or I even seen one guy with a power pole, which was weird.
Oh, wow.
But a really lightweight thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use an anchor when you're in small craft?
I've brought it the last 2 times. I've gone out and didn't use it. I don't know. It just seemed like more work, I think, I don't know, maybe I was just caught up in the moment and I didn't end up using it both times.
So. A lot of times I bring stuff along, it's like, okay, I can really incorporate this into my system.
Yeah.
But I get on the water and I'm like, I just want to cast. I just want to fish.
Yeah.
Forget about things. I just want to fish, man.
Yeah. Can't eat, must fish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Can't eat, must fish.
Yeah.
I'll go 8 hours without eating.
Yeah.
Because especially if I'm catching.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. Yeah, I need to get out and do some kayak fishing.
Yeah, sure. Well, I've got 2 if you want to go sometime. Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to get in one of the next kayak events, small craft events.
Sure.
Because, see if I don't dump.
No, you won't. It'll be fun.
That's awesome. So we are in end of July now. I think we are in full summer mode. I think whatever remnants of the spawn are well in the past.
Mm-hmm.
We're out fishing Shawnigan, or going to be fishing Shawnigan shortly here today.
Mm-hmm.
I plan on hitting some rock piles and weed edges and go from there and see what happens. What would you do? You're on the water. Suddenly you got to be a competitor right now on Shawnigan. How do you approach it? What do you do?
I'd go weed lines, I think, just because it's so hot and I know they're there and the rocks are hit and miss as to when they're feeding in that area and when they're not, but that would be my go-to. But I would do it all, but maybe start with that. Yeah.
So you've fished all of the lakes now for a few years, and you've spent a lot of time on the water. Do you have kind of a run, like a milk run that you do on every lake that you follow typically?
Well, I used to hate elk, and now it's almost my favorite.
Well, you've been freaking lighting it up for the last few weeks.
So once you figure it out, then it's good. But we hated it, right? Yeah. I was skunked there so many times, I just couldn't figure it out, couldn't get it, and then when you do, it's like a nice lake.
I was fishing elk beaver on the weekend with my son, and I had thought about going into beaver. But my boy is not an experienced fisherman, and you need to be on the money with your casts. Otherwise, it's going to be a real slog with the slop.
Yeah.
How did you find beaver on the? Because I haven't been in there now in a few weeks.
Well, I mostly just fish the open areas, like where smallies would be. No. Rather than
open in the weeds, you mean?
In open weed areas, which are very far and few between, but just to avoid all the gunk, and it's frustrating and gross.
It can be really, especially if you get a couple of runs of algae coating everything, because it's not just the weeds, then it's the filament slime that gets everywhere.
Exactly. So given the choice of slime or no slime, I would choose no slime. Yeah,
I've been in beaver plenty of times where I'm like, I just get frustrated. I'm like, okay, I'm going for smallies out in the elk, and it's nice and clean, and
exactly.
I can throw a jerk bait without picking little bits of weed off my
for the most part, night and day.
Yeah, exactly. So our next event, when is our next event? It's August 10th, I think. Is that right? I don't have my calendar's on my phone, and my phone's recording it.
Yeah.
So it's whatever that weekend is, right around August 10th, I think, is our next event, and that is a boater event on elk and beaver.
Okay.
So we're going to be fishing that, and yeah, man, I've got a ringer on my team now. It's awesome. So we'll be hitting that and hopefully pulling out some big fish from that. And then we've got the week following is the small craft event, and I think that's on Quesnel, right?
No, I think it's either Long or Prospect.
Oh,
actually.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So don't quote me. It's not.
Yeah.
It's the following week on a lake.
Yeah. Check out the website.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think it's a non-motorized boat lake.
Yeah.
One of the smaller ones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and summer fishing is fun fishing. I mean, other than battling with boats and boat wake and stuff like that. Even tonight on a Wednesday evening, we've got a little bit of the washing machine effect going on, even though we're out of the main traffic area. So, any advice to folks as they're preparing for these WFL events in August?
Fish as much as you can. Yeah, just get out and go and fish. Yeah. The more exposure you can, the more experience you get, and the more. That's what I do. I fish as much as I can.
You are a diehard. You are a constant fixture, and you are the only woman in the league, and that's crazy.
That is crazy.
So I hope that the success that you're having, and the fact that you're an awesome person. I mean, you're one of the smiling faces at the boat ramps, and I know I've heard that from a lot of people. We've got a lot of new faces coming out this year, which has been awesome, and you've been a very welcoming face for a lot of those folks when they first show up. So,
well, I think that's really important at the beginning, is to make people feel like they can be part of the group and that we're not, clingy, cliquey with certain people, and everybody's welcome and come out. And,
I find the folks that we're getting out, not everybody's able to make it to every event and stuff like that, but across the spread of the events that we've been having this year, we've had a really good group of people. Like, we don't have any dicks.
No.
That I'm aware of. They're not major.
Yeah, no,
anyway.
It's a great group of guys for sure that have been very welcoming and encouraging to me as well as a woman, and
I as a dude, there's some things that I take for granted on the boat, mostly around bathroom rituals, I suppose.
I'll pee in a bucket.
I have your bucket in the front.
Right on.
Excellent. Yeah. Staple in the boat to support my partner.
Yeah.
What other things would you flag as being, unique or different for a woman fishing in? Well, everybody else is a dude in this league.
Yeah.
So.
Not really. Like, I felt like it was a little bit intimidating at first, just because it kind of felt like a boys' club, but only in my own mind, not because I wasn't welcome. But I just feel like one of the guys now, and I don't really think of it as any different. It'd be nice to have some women out, but I have friends that are girls that I fish with, but nobody that's as serious about it or as diehard as I am, maybe. You were telling me it was a couple weeks ago that you had some of your friends out on this lake, I think, and you guys absolutely lit it up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my first timer, my sister-in-law, and she got fish all day long, and my other girlfriend was like, "What are you doing that you're catching so many fish?" And she's like, "I don't know, I thought that's what fishing was. I didn't know any different." And I was like, "I think you've been spoiled, because fishing is not always like this." Skunks not allowed. Yeah. So it was a perfect day. Yeah, it was nice. It was hot, sunny. We caught up. It was lots of laughs, and we used my new swim ladder and swam and cooled down, and it was a great day. One of the things I enjoy most about being a boat owner is working on my boat and getting all the equipment dialed in. And I know that you installed your own swim ladder on the back. I'll tell you, drilling a hole in your boat. Yeah. That's a little intimidating, isn't it? 4 holes. 4 holes. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I was like, I just got to do it. Just do it. Yeah. Measure 3 or 4 or 5 times first. Yeah. I watched lots of YouTube videos and looked at images. Dry fit it several times. Yeah. Make sure. Yeah. Look where the water line was to figure out where you can lift your leg up to. And I put a lot of thought into it before I did. No mistakes. No mistakes. No. Absolutely. Well, we're going to head out fishing here. Before I do, a couple of words I didn't say at the front. Black Label beef jerky. Get yours. Get it in you. Get powered by the protein. Because
I'd say that's what Catherine uses to power her success, but she's a vegetarian. So it's proximity. You don't have to eat it. Just have it in the boat with you. Mind you didn't have it in the boat with you any of those times. I'm doing a terrible job marketing here. All right, let's stop this. Let's go fishing, all right?